What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know this is kind of a different video. I'm not recording from my webcam, no. I'm actually recording this from my phone, which isn't a bad camera at all. Since the reason I'm doing this, you can see my brother set up in the background. That's whatever. The reason I'm actually doing this is because I'm comparing today. I'm comparing three controllers. 2 Xbox, 1 PlayStation. The 2 Xboxes I'm controlling is the original Xbox One controller. Oh, this is all inverted. It's kind of weird. The Xbox One controller, okay, versus the Xbox One X and S controller, which are both the 2 new Xboxes, and just the PlayStation 4 controller. So right away, I can tell the difference between these two. It's not very much. They're actually almost the exact same controller. But I can definitely tell a difference between them based on one thing. This shape on the top, obviously it's going to feel the same in your hands. But the shape at the top, as you can see on this one versus this one's like kind of curved in with the bumpers on them. Like, kind of like that. This one also has the curved bumpers to fit your fingers. But it's definitely more noticeable in this one. Because if you put your fingers like this on it, or I can just do it this way. Put your fingers on this. And then you push down. From the front, you can see that it's obviously curved. From the front of this one, it doesn't look like it's curved. It looks like it's just slanted off, which is kind of is, honestly. But it is also very comfortable. Kind of feels the same as this one. The bumpers honestly do feel actually a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's just me, but you can see the bumpers on this one and bumpers on this one. Also, you can tell that this is glossy, like the bumpers and triggers, and this whole part is glossy. Which is, I mean, it's the Xbox One controller. And this one is not glossy. Like, it's smooth right there. There's nothing there. The Xbox button on this is glossy, and this one's also glossy. I heard that the white one is just matte on the white controller like this, the Xbox Series S and X. But these are both compatible with, of course, Windows 10 or just Microsoft Windows. Xboxes, all Xboxes, I think. Actually, I don't know if these are compatible with a 360. I could be wrong. I haven't used one in so long. But they're also compatible with iOS and Android. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to go over some minor details that are different. So, right away, these things feel like kind of the absolute same. Like these feel kind of like the absolute same. In my hand, controllers feel different. I mean, they're the same shape, but they do feel different. Obviously, these are just going to be the same, but in blue color, because that is the color I have. I actually got for Christmas. I don't have the actual console, so I can't test that, because I have my own PC. So I have used both an Xbox controller, well, an Xbox One controller, and, of course, a Xbox One S and X controller. I have used both on Call of Duty Cold War, which is kind of my test. I love Call of Duty games, that's why I decided to do that. But I have tested both on Call of Duty Cold War on my PC, so there's no input delay, pretty much. There's going to be a tiny bit, not nearly as much as console. So I did not test these on the Xbox. I have tested them both on iOS. This one isn't Bluetooth, though. This one I couldn't use on iOS, but I did use another Xbox controller that I have that's a little bit broken. It's like the green and gray one. It's actually my brother's, but I used it. This one is Bluetooth, obviously. And then it's also really nice. I mean, it feels the same, except for there are little tiny changes that feel different, that are just amazingly different, which is what they decided to do. And they actually, you may not be able to see it on this, but they decided to put some texture on the back of this controller, and texture on top of the bumpers, the bumpers and the triggers, which feels really nice, compared to this, which is just a smooth surface. Like, you can just rub your hands all over it. versus this, which is a rougher surface. Your hand doesn't really slide as much. It's not like your hand really slid on this unless you're like, you just ate or something, which was like, I don't do that anymore, but I used to like eat and then come play with my controller all the time before washing my hands again. But another thing I really noticed is the D-pads. The D-pad for this one is just a classic. Everyone knows it. We can get a sound test. It just sounds like the Xbox controller. It's just the 4 buttons. Obviously, everybody knows what an Xbox controller looks like at this point. Came out in like 2013 or something like that. Crazy. And then we have this D-pad, which is kind of like the Xbox Elite controller, which is like the scuffed version. And you can feel it's really smooth. The buttons are a little harder to push. Like, you kind of have to mush them down a little bit. Kind of feels the same on this one, but this one, honestly, this one feels better in your thumb because it kind of fits in more. Like here, your thumb doesn't really fit in because it's a square. This one's kind of like a circle. So it does feel good. And you can also, if you're playing a game where you navigate like this, it's a little hard to do that compared to this when you just hit it like that. Next, they actually have the share button on the new controllers that if, like, you can capture, you can share stuff on social media, I think. I don't have an actual console, so I don't know. But, overall, this one's a lot smoother right here. And it feels really nice, actually. I can give you guys a top view at the end of the video. But another thing I really noticed is I've also used this Control Freak on both of them. The Control Freak feels the same on both of them with how the joystick moves. Obviously, they're not going to make something that was amazing go worse by changing everything. You might as well keep, if it's amazing, everybody likes the controller, keep it. Keep it plain and simple. That's what they went for. I love it. I love Xbox controllers. And comparing the old Xbox controller to a PS4 controller, I just don't like the PS4 controller. I don't know why. It's just so unnecessarily weird shaped. I know some people really enjoy both joysticks on the bottom. I have never enjoyed both joysticks on the bottom. I feel like it's kind of stupid in some ways. Unless you're a claw player, these are definitely better for. But I feel like, for me, who just plays games casually as a content creator like this, just feels unnecessary to have both on the bottom. Like, this feels really comfortable having one on top and one on the bottom because the D-pad feels like a lot easier to press than on this controller, where you have to like move it up. Obviously, that's my opinion. Other people obviously disagree with that, or else everyone would buy an Xbox. But this one is in matte blue, and this is just glossy black. So the pattern on the back really makes a huge difference, honestly, to holding the controller. Makes this one feel so much more modern, so much better, so much more controllable. And then, if we get to gameplay standards, they kind of feel about the same. Like, under my desk. Say it's under my desk and I'm just shooting someone. This one, obviously, is going to be a little more reactive right now. It's a really old controller. This one feels a little more mushy right now, but that is also because it is brand new, almost out of the box completely. And then with this one, these to press them feels honestly a bit the same, a little more controllable. And then when you press the left stick and the right stick, feels about the same also. The A, X, Y, and B buttons, honestly, I don't think they've changed them in the past 20 years, honestly. Has it been 20 years? I don't know. But I do really like this controller. I really like this controller. PS5 controller. I don't get it. Obviously, I know what Sony was going for here. They saw that they knew that Xbox was doing one top, one bottom. They said, you know, some people might want 2 on bottom, and then these 2 up top, and the X square, O, and triangle are in kind of the same spots as the Xbox One. But the new PS5 controller kind of feels the same as this one, or looks the same as this controller, just with both on the bottom, which I think is needed because I hate the shape of the PS4 controller. I don't know why. There's just something about it that just doesn't feel, like, smooth at all. Like, I don't even know how people play with, like, paddles on the back. Like, this, like, just fits in your hand, but, there's also, one more thing that, I like, and that is, that it has this USB-C, versus this just, yeah, I don't know what it's called, I'm just gonna say USB. But I'm just gonna give you guys a top view. Before we move on, again, 30 subs, 1 more sub away, setup tour. And let's show you the top view. Listen, I know that it's a little shaky because I don't really have something to hold it. But this is what the controller looks like. You may be able to see the designs a little bit better now. Oh, if it will focus. Oh, okay, that's that. And then here you have that. And then you can see the USB-C instead of... I don't exactly know what this one's called. But it's another USB cable. I really like the USB on this one better. But you can see this one. Everyone knows it looks like it's a little old. So obviously you have a little junk in these. But it's really glossy. No pattern on the back. No pattern on these. And that's kind of what they look like compared. And the PS4 controller, everyone knows what that looks like. Oh, focus. Okay. And right to the outside. Alrighty, guys. And that is my honest review on this. No sponsors, obviously. I'm too small of a content creator or YouTuber to have sponsors. I do have one sponsor, though. I'm not going to get into that. But I really, really, really love this. It doesn't actually come with a cable, though, which is weird, but it's not that bad. Doesn't come with a cable. It's only $10 on Amazon. Get one for yourself if you're playing. Even on the new Xbox, there's no point in using batteries when you can just use a cable that's only $10. Of course, if you can't get the cable, just use batteries. I don't know if you can use the Bluetooth on PC. I don't think that works.
You can.
Maybe you can. My brother just said you can, so I guess you can. But wires are still better for PC. It's just, honestly, spending $10 on the wires saves a lot more money than spending a bunch of money on batteries overall. So there's really no point in not getting a wire. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember, 30 subs. Setup tour. Can't wait for that. It will be so excited. It'll be so exciting. I can't wait to do setup tour. I might even be at 30 subs now. I'll never know.